online services for Metal Gear Solid 5 on a PlayStation 3 have officially concluded. Logged in today, this morning, saw that it's concluded. Logged into Ground Zeroes. I haven't played the Phantom Pain yet. I've only played Ground Zeroes recently, as of a couple weeks ago. And I will say, when I do play Phantom Pain, it will be on the PS4 because the performance of Ground Zeroes is pretty bad on the PlayStation 3. You have grass popping in, and if you have anything strapped to your back, especially a rocket, yeah, you creep in and sluggish all the way through. And the main mission when it's raining, sluggish. And it also hampers your movement. Even though I can tell that Metal Gear Solid 5 has the best movement thus far of the series and is up there. Could be better than 4. I haven't played 4 yet. I've only played 1, 2, 3, Peace Walker, Metal Gear 1, MSX through Metal Gear Solid 3. I will hopefully play the second one soon, Metal Gear 2. But after Peace Walker, I essentially went into Ground Zeroes. I like the visual improvements, but it did feel sluggish. It didn't feel as fluid as Peace Walker. But at least you can crawl, because they took that out of Peace Walker for some reason. And 5, especially Ground Zeroes, is the immediate successor, the sequel to Peace Walker. And obviously 5 in general, once you get the Phantom Pain, is the sequel, but this is a little in-between thing. So yeah, online services have concluded. I don't know what was available for Ground Zeroes, but even before the shutdown, I managed to upload, because I first started Ground Zeroes a couple weeks back, and I first really played Metal Gear Solid 2020, was it? Probably 2020. Could have been 2019. No, but I think it was 2020. Broke out an old small CRT, started playing it because that wasn't really my style of game back in the day, late 90s when it came out. I like to run and gun, like those arcade shooters, Virtual Cops, Terminators, anything along those lines. So it really wasn't for me. Tried the demo of Metal Gear Solid 2 just because of the hype. I think it might have been included on some kind of demo disc. First one I tried to rent it, but I just wanted to run and gun, and I really wasn't feeling the style of that game and how it was third person and you get caught and shot and killed easily. So it really wasn't for me. I really wasn't into that sneaking kind of thing. But obviously nowadays I'm like, okay, I'm older, take my time with it. I can appreciate it. Then I can really appreciate the story, and I'll just play it the way that was intended to be played. But that was just a whole really new concept with that type of sneaking and not having weapons initially. I just want to rumble somebody, punch them, throw them to the ground, and then go hide behind something real quick. But I just wasn't ready for that kind of game at that time, because my experiences in gaming were like, okay, run and shoot, and you may duck occasionally, or you may block occasionally in a fighting game, but it just wasn't for me at that time. But yeah, I appreciated it nowadays and the story and how it plays out. And I can say, of the Metal Gear Solids I've played thus far, it is my favorite. I like it better than 2. And 3 is good too, 'cause I like how the game is and the movements and the story and the aura of it. I just hate having to always go into those menus and having to worry about stamina and food going bad, and it's all that extra flipping through the menus that just kind of gets on my nerves, to be honest about it. And obviously if I played on easy, I could avoid that, but it takes something away from the game, so it's not as fun. It doesn't have a little bit of the challenge you get when you play it on normal. So yeah, that being said, MGS1 is my favorite thus far. Peace Walker was tedious. I finished playing that not too long ago. in terms of having to build up your army just to get the weapons and a lot of grinding and what have you to get soldiers and grinding just to wait for the weapons to be built, because it starts off pretty difficult because you really don't have much, and but it does become easier at the end, and then you can S rank the various things, and you do that, even though it can be repetitive, especially with the extra ops on the side missions, what have you, playing through that. It can be kind of tedious, the same kind of thing. You go through the same kind of motions, and you gotta make sure you're all souped up with photon cannons and armors and things of that nature. Or you could sneak up behind in certain scenarios, but a lot of times at that point you just want to go running and gunning and make the person pop their head out of a tank and shoot them down. So it can get kind of repetitive. It is a challenge, but it's not really something I would revisit. The main story, that's cool. And the ultimate goal is eventually S rank it, but you can enjoy the story obviously without S ranking. But the S ranking is the added bonus. Say, all right, let me get this S rank, and then you can get the trophy as well. So, but you don't have to have it just to play through the story. If you're just playing through the story, it can be, kind of fun, but it could be tedious at times because you're dealing with bullet sponges. So you have that. Ground Zeroes, okay, yeah. Since I'm talking about Ground Zeroes, performance issues aside, I like the mechanics. I like the layout of switching between the weapons, and I heard it gets better for Phantom Pain, but I haven't played it yet. I'm going to play that on the PS4 because I've been catching up on gaming, essentially during these pandemic times and maybe a year before in 2019. So I want to catch up on PS3 gaming because I was an Xbox 360 guy until about 2010. Then I got PS3, and then life stuff gets in the way. Really ain't playing many games, and so I just wanted to catch up on what I missed out on. Then I got to get into the PS4, and then I should be up to date on a lot of these games and experiences. But yeah, so I want to, after I do this Ground Zeroes, I'm going to go and try Metal Gear Solid 4. Then I want to play Metal Gear 2 MSX version through the Metal Gear Solid 3 game. Then I want to play The Last of Us. I'm not sure about any of those Resistance games. I'm kind of undecided about that. Then I can put the PS3 down, play some of these PS4 games I want to try out, and then I can go back to PS3 and see how I feel about the God of War games again. I did enjoy that hack and slash kind of style and the story, especially 1, 2, and the PSP games that I got for the PS3. The third God of War, it was okay. And it had nothing to do with the frame rate only being 30 since I was playing it on the PS3. I mean, it was just, I felt the game was okay. Ascension, no, I didn't like the frame rate. Didn't like the controls. Didn't like a lot of the camera angles. I didn't have a fun experience with that. But I went on ahead and platinumed that anyway, since I was playing it, and may as well. And then they gave me time to see how much I would enjoy the game if it had to grow on me. But just the cameras and the controls and the frame rates, frame skipping, frame drop, it just wasn't worth it. But yeah, this Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PS3 is the end of the road. And I knew it was coming at a certain point. Maybe before I started playing Ground Zeroes, I'm not sure, but I eventually saw it online through gaming news, and okay. And then once I played Ground Zeroes, I'm like, okay, the performance isn't good enough that I want to play Phantom Pain on it. So I had a Phantom Pain, but I'm not going to play it on PS3. And it probably would have been rude to do it anyways at a certain point, and having nukes and all that, and can't be disarmed and all that, since a lot of people were trying to disarm all the nukes. But PS4, I'm going to eventually get it on that and play it out and see what happens, see how I feel about it. But yeah, I appreciate the controls, and I see what they're trying to do over here with these Ground Zeroes. But for the PS3, just too many performance issues, and when it's slowed down like that, a 30 per second game slows down, it looks pretty bad. It feels bad in terms of controls and things of that nature. So yeah, that's how I feel about the game. And I'm just commenting on it shutting down and the PS3 coming to an end as a lot of these servers and things shut down and online capabilities and features. But yeah, I'm just putting it out there and telling my story, sharing my experiences about Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and many of the games that came before it. So yeah, that's what's going on. The service of Metal Gear Solid 5 officially shut down. Iceberg Jim out. Deuces.